Okay.
So Steinway B. Veneer here was all shot. Luckily, this veneer was good. Usually, this is loose. This up here was loose on both sides and splitting and just flaking off, so we just ripped it right off. This was missing when we took the finish off. Somebody never bothered to put the veneer back on. So what we're going to do is press this in here. This is a good heavy veneer. It's a good cross banding to tie the end of the case together and to prevent cracking your finish here. Anyways, this has to be pressed in there, and it gets a little tricky. Of course, we cut that to size. We have to make these backup cauls here. This is clamped to squish this in, see? And we use a little excess there, and after we just trim it off. But to get this to push in there and to conform to the right shape is almost impossible with wood. Oh, you can do it. I think they did. I think they used plaster as a medium. But what we're going to do today, or what we do every time, is we compensate for the thickness with paper. Here's our paper. Our wood is about 50 thousandths. And it just happens to be that the Valley Advocate is about the same thickness, about 49 thousandths. What we do is we take the paper and we cut the shape a little bit larger than we need to. And we put this in water and holds the paper together. And what it does is the paper will swell up a little bit, and it's very solid. And we'll get our thickness here. That's the thickness of our veneer. So what we do with this now is we make sure this is pretty wet, like this. And we bring it over here. And we put it here like so. That's going to stay there. Wring some water out so it's about the right thickness. But I'm just going to leave this here for a moment, and I'm going to mix up some plastic. Here we go. Okay, get rid of that. We're going to butter this with this. Oh, by the way, you have to move pretty fast, because if you don't, your plastic, your Bondo here, will heat up. I mean, harden up before you're done. And you can put it on when it's nice and mushy like this. Nice and soft. Try to get it kind of even. And what the newspaper does is it compensates for the thickness of our veneer. Works very well. So this shouldn't be too saturated. What it does, it'll stick like that. Make sure this conformed very nice to there. In fact, let me get my scissors here and I'll cut a piece off of this. Put that right in there. See, the water will make it stick there perfectly. And then the plastic will make an impression, a perfect impression, right like that. See, we're going to clamp this. I mean, you know, when we're ready to put our veneer on, but see how the Bondo is squishing out there? It's going to conform perfect, and if you put enough hardener in there, it hardens in like 1 minute. So I'm going to hold this here, just like that. And actually, so we'll give it a few minutes. Oh, we can talk about this. We saved these. This is an old one here. April 16th, 16, not too old. This was for a Bechstein we did. And you can use them again. See, that was the corner here for the Bechstein. Here's one here for a Steinway we did. It fits this perfect. Not all of these are the same. That's why we have to use the Bondo as a medium. It doesn't fit this will fit the piano, but not precisely from piano to piano. There's a little bit of different. We got one there, we got another one here. Boy, somebody's pretty old here, like 93. But that'll fit there perfect, see, just like that. Almost like a shoe mold. Uh-oh, can't move this here. Gotta make sure this stays tight here, just like that. This hardens up rather quickly, depends on the temperature. So I have to wait here. We'll just start up again. Okay, push this in here and mush this in there. The Bondo's pretty hard now. And this just falls off because of the paper that is wet. It won't stick to here. And it won't stick to the Bondo either. Comes right off. Anyways, just throw this away. And this stuff here just peels right off. And if it doesn't peel off, wait till it's dry and it just sands right off. But anyways, it gives us a true surface and the radius to clamp it, our veneer in. See, now that the paper's missing, it doesn't fit. But with the veneer between there, it'll fit perfect. And all I do is shear this off, shave these off with a chisel. Or you can sand them off. It's already pretty hard, a little too hard. If I had gotten this a little earlier, could have just trimmed that off like rubber. So we'll wait till this dries, and then we'll glue the veneer on with it. Okay, we are ready to glue our veneer on. And you can see this apparatus we have here. We have a couple of sandpaper backed blocks and this here to hold our clamp across the top. We have to press this in here. It takes quite a bit of pressure to push this in. This veneer is kind of stiff, and you don't want it to have any bubbles or wrinkles, so it takes quite a bit of pressure. And these have to be rather secure. There's two, and we'll show you how this is done. Well, we've done up. I had this over the heater. This is warm. This is hot. You must heat it up. You use this glue, because if you don't, troubles. Okay, here we go. Glue's down here. This is here. And when I cut this off this piece, I was lucky enough to get this curl right here, and it fits right there. Kind of nice, right? So we were lucky that way. So here we go with the glue. It's a nice hot hide glue here, freshly made. We're going to be a little sloppy with it. I like to get a lot of glue in here. Doesn't matter. You can get it on your clothes. You can get it in your mouth. It's very non-toxic. Here we go. The thing is to make sure you got enough on there. And I can never have enough. Here's our paper backed caul that we made. We'll put that kink right there. It should be pretty handy actually. And we'll just push this right. Just like that. Kind of snug right there. Okay, that's good. Now let's see if I can do this by myself here. Watch this. Okay, back this up. There we go, and in we go. See, that's all set up. Hopefully, it won't go sprawling all over. That's good. See, we got a good glue out. Good. It's lined up just right. We've got veneer on each side, and this one here is at a little bit of an angle, so it's going to want to slide the block up. And we have this here on the top, and it catches real conveniently over here. And we can get rid of this now. Put this right here. Looks like we almost don't need it, but I like the idea of having another clamp up here. There we go. We can tighten these good and tight. See, with a lot of pressure. Squish it tight. Squish all the veneer flat. And after that, all we got to do is use the same water. Very hot. It's like 140 degrees sometime, that water. We just wash it off. Okay. And make sure you wash it off. If you don't wash it off now, you're in trouble later. You can wash it off, but it's very stubborn. Here. Nice and clean. Don't have to worry about it. See how tight the glue joint is here. We are experiencing a little squish out. I'm going to put another clamp on it to pull it up this way. Well, that's easy. So I'll get one right now. Let's see. We need a small clamp. Well, let's try this one right now. Move this one out of here. Put this one over here. Like so. There we go. There we go. Slid up into place. Which is exactly what I wanted. So we actually don't need. See, we got glue squish out here, and that caul slid up into the round, nice and tight now. So we'll leave that just like that. What's nice about heating up the wood is it gives you time to do this. If you don't, it gels right away. Sometimes you can knock it a little bit like this, and the thing will settle and slide into place just like that. See, now it's nice and tight. And look at the good glue squeeze out we got here. So there, that's manipulating it into place. Beautiful. There, we're all set. We'll leave that there until tomorrow. If you're wondering, this veneer was salvaged from old upright pianos and piano tops. It's beautiful stuff. I don't even know what it is. I think it's it might be poplar basswood, but look at how easy it cuts. And you have to do something with it. Normally you would tape this together. If you put tape on here first and then cut it, it stays together, but